In this video, we'll be taking a look at two NFL games happening on January 21st, 2023, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 2 picks for each game, 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these two NFL games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer anywhere from 1 betting pick a day up to 10 betting picks a day and much more. Now let's get started. Jacksonville Jaguars versus Kansas City Chiefs. The Jacksonville Jaguars are on the road Saturday for an AFC Divisional round playoff game against the AFC champion Kansas City Chiefs at Arrowhead Stadium. The Jaguars defeated the Los Angeles Chargers 31-30 in their wild card game last Saturday. Jacksonville trailed 27-0 before rallying in the second half to win. Kansas City received a bye in the first week of the NFL postseason after finishing first in the AFC. Jacksonville has several players questionable, including quarterback Trevor Lawrence and 2 offensive linemen, while Cam Robinson, Shaquille Griffin, and Dwayne Smoot are out amongst others. Kansas City will play without defensive end Frank Clark, Jody Fortson, running back Clyde Edwards-Helaire, wide receiver Mecole Hardman, and defensive tackle Tershawn Wharton. These teams met on November 13th, with the Chiefs winning at home 27-17 as a 10-point favorite. There is also a chance of rain and or snow at game time. The Jaguars are 4-0-1 against the spread in their last 5 games against a team with a winning record. The over is 4-0 in the Jaguars' last 4 games against a team with a winning record. The under is 4-0 in the Jaguars' last 4 games after allowing less than 90 yards rushing in their previous game. When these teams met up in Kansas City back in Week 10, the Chiefs were favored by 9.5 points and covered with an easy 27-17 victory. Since that meeting, the Jaguars went on to win 7 of their next 8 games, including a miraculous come-from-behind 31-30 victory over the Los Angeles Chargers during last week's wild card round. They also went 6-2 against the spread during that run. The Chiefs also went on to win 7 of their next 8 games, but they went 3-5 against the spread during that span, which further enhanced the trend of Kansas City struggling to cover big spreads, especially at home. The Chiefs actually finished 7-10 against the spread and were just 3-5 against the spread at home this season. It drove bettors mad early on in the season, but taking the opposition to cover against them at home soon became the trend to follow. However, as the season progressed, the Chiefs' offense hit another gear, and in matchups against struggling defenses like the Rams, Seahawks, and Raiders, not only did they cover, but they covered spreads ranging from 8.5 to 15 points and a half points. You never want to say a team coasted through the regular season, but when you see them dispatching a soft team with such ease, you have to wonder. The Jaguars have been a great story all year long and are coming off a fantastic 6-game win streak, but they have narrowly escaped their last 2 opponents and are still just 4-5 against the spread on the road this year. Your heart may want you to take them to cover, but Andy Reid is smart enough to know that running the ball with a lead in the second half is the way to seal a victory, and his defensive coordinator Steve Spagnuolo is not going to take his foot off the gas either. The Jaguars were able to make a comeback in the last game, but I'm really concerned with the way that Trevor Lawrence played. He threw 4 interceptions, and if he struggles early in this game, it's going to be a long game for the Jaguars. I expect Lawrence is going to struggle here, and that will hurt Jacksonville's chances. The Chiefs scored 27 points the first time they faced off against Jacksonville, and they are going to score at least that here. If Jacksonville don't clean up their act significantly in this game, I don't see them hanging around for long in the difficult environment of Arrowhead Stadium. The Chiefs have more offensive firepower to take command of this game, and this is where playoff experience trumps all. So the Kansas City Chiefs to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Jacksonville scored 31 points in its victory last weekend over Los Angeles and averaged 24 points per game during the regular season, while Kansas City was first in scoring during the regular season with an average of 29 points per game. The total has finished over in 8 of the last 11 games that Jacksonville has played on the road, and in each of the last 4 the Jaguars have played against the team with a winning record. The total has finished over in 10 of Kansas City's last 13 games played during the month of January. Although the weather could have a slight factor in the total points scored, expect plenty of points to be put up on the board by Kansas City and Jacksonville on Saturday. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. New York Giants versus Philadelphia Eagles. Longtime NFC East rivals Philadelphia and New York will square off on Saturday night during the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. The Eagles clinched the No. 1 seed in the NFC with their win over the Giants in Week 18, sweeping the regular season series. New York advanced to the divisional round by beating Minnesota during Super Wild Card Weekend. It's the third meeting between the Giants and Eagles this season. The first was a 48-22 blowout win for the Eagles at MetLife Stadium in Week 14. The second was in Week 18, when the Giants rested most of their starters but still managed to keep it close in a 22-16 loss. The Giants are 5-0 against the spread in their last 5 road games and 5-0 against the spread in their last 5 games overall. The Eagles are 5-2 against the spread in their last 7 playoff games and 0-4 against the spread in their last 4 games overall. The under is 33-15-3 in Giants' last 51 games overall. The over is 11-3 in Eagles' last 14 home games. The Giants are 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 meetings in Philadelphia. The road team is 7-3 against the spread in their last 10 meetings. The Eagles have dominated the Giants over the years, going 20-6 straight up since 2010. The Giants played their best game of the year in their wild card win over the Vikings as Daniel Jones had his coming out party. The Giants are 5-0 against the spread in their last 5 games, while the Eagles are just 1-4 against the number over their last 5 and 8-9 against the spread on the season. This line opened at 7.5 and was bet down to 7 fairly quickly as backers took the Giants over the key number of 7. But we are back at 7.5 for now. For reference, the Eagles were 7.5-point favorites in that Week 14 matchup at MetLife. This line shows some concern for oddsmakers about the health of Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts, who didn't look very sharp in his Week 18 game against New York. The Giants' strong showing in Minnesota also presents some recency bias about how well coached the Giants are and how tough they play. The Giants' defense held the Vikings' top 10 offense in check last week as they got healthier. I expect another big effort from their defense. The Giants' ability to run the ball will be a key factor in them being able to win. They won only 2 games this season when they failed to rush for at least 125 yards. Saquon Barkley has rushed 27 times for 100 yards in his last 3 meetings against the Eagles. Still, this game should come down to Jones. He was able to pick apart a Vikings secondary that was the second worst pass defense in the league. The Eagles have the top pass defense in the NFL this season and the most sacks by any team in the NFL by a wide margin. Brian Daboll is 4-0 against the spread this year in rematch games. He will need to come up with a game plan that can allow Jones and Barkley to have as much success as they did last week. The Philadelphia Eagles should be big favorites as they've been arguably the best team in the league all year. They're at home and have the rest advantage. However, the Giants are just one of those teams that may not be the most talented, but is very well coached and does a lot of the little things right to hang around. This is also a division game where teams know each other well, and the game was close when they clashed a couple of weeks ago. 6 of the last 9 meetings between the Eagles and Giants have been decided by 10 or fewer points. Expect a close one, so the New York Giants to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. The Giants are averaging 22 points per game and 22 points per game on the road. They averaged 16 points per game in their last 3 games against the Eagles. With Philadelphia giving up 19 points per game at home, the Giants will be held at around their average in this game. The Eagles are averaging 28 points per game and 27 points per game at home. They averaged 35 points per game in their last 3 games against the Giants. With New York giving up 22 points per game on the road, the Eagles won't score enough points to push the score past the total. The Eagles and Giants played under the total in 4 of their last 6 meetings. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.